to the Amazon Ad Studios. I've been looking forward to this interview. Not all day, not all week, not all month. Well, month and a half, 2 months when I found out about this opportunity. Jadakiss is in the house, everybody. Hip hop royalty at its finest.
Thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm blessed. I'm well. Happy to be here.
Oh, we are so happy to have you here as part of Advertising Week 2022 here in New York City. We love it. You're repping. You're always looking great. I want to get into it. I have so many questions for you. We might be here for 2-3 hours. I don't think people will mind, okay?
Let's go. Let's get it.
So let's first talk about you and what you're up to. Give us some updates on where you are in your life right now.
Man, I'm just here, man. I'm just happy to be here, still recording, still relevant, you know what I mean? Still creating, and now launching the coffee.
Yeah, well, you're always relevant. You're one of the classics. We'll get into the coffee here in a little bit, but I want to talk about music. Let's start off with that. What new projects are you working on?
Well, I'm actually working on 2 new projects right now to complete my contract. I owe Def Jam 2 albums, and I'm working on both of them right now.
Okay. Can we get a little teaser, a little snippet, a little something?
I mean, they're gonna be projects that's done with one producer, so I can let you know. I'm working on one with Swiss, and I'll keep the other one a secret.
Okay, I love it. Keep us all waiting. Well, we're all excited. I know your multi-millions of fans are all excited and hyped up for this, so we'll keep our ear to the pulse on that. Let's talk about branding. We're here at Advertising Week. I want to chat with you because you are someone who has really mastered the art of a personal brand first and also the partnership. So let's talk about the personal brand. How was Jadakiss born? The brand.
Hanging around in the hood, one of my older cats, somebody had called the big block cell phone. And he's like, who's outside? And he started naming everybody. And then when he got to me, he was like, and Jadakiss, that kid Jadakiss is out here. So I'm like, yeah, I think I want to borrow that and use it for the rest of my life. And that's what I did.
How did he come up with Jadakiss?
I think he was drinking. You know, your mind works differently when you're inebriated a little. But yeah, I think he might have been drinking some beer or something. But it was very genius. I never heard nothing like it.
Yeah, and you know, obviously the powerhouses, the greats in the industry world have a name, a single name that transcends time, right? So Jadakiss, you hear it, you know it. No one else knows any other Jadakisses out there, right?
Well, now there is. I was actually on the beach in Haiti a few days ago, and a young lady came up to me and told me her actual name was Jadakiss. So
really?
I thought that was incredible.
That's brilliant. So people are naming their children after you.
People naming their children, their pets. It's crazy.
Their pets. Only the cute, cuddly pets, right? So let's talk about the personal brand. So you were given the name Jadakiss. It stuck. You were like, this is it. I like it. It vibes. It feels right.
Yeah.
So how did you take a name and build an empire around it?
Well, I got a couple good elements. My voice is distinctive, so the name and the voice kind of made a marriage. And then, you know what I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I'm a hell of a lyricist, so all of them things just stuck with me. Yeah. And then the sound effect that I make before you hear my verse, that's like another attachment to my brand. So
for those who haven't heard it, who've been living under a rock, can you give us the...
Yeah, but you know that people familiar with that, or they familiar with my voice, or my name, or you know what I mean, just things like that was able to help me build my brand over the years.
Yeah, talk to me about partnerships, because part of the brand was having the unique elements, right? So your tone, your voice, the ha-ha, right, at the beginning of your tracks. Mm-hmm. Also, you have a very distinct look. You have a very distinct persona about yourself. So obviously, that gave you a competitive edge, made you stand out in the marketplace. It also attracted brands to you as well. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about some of your brand deals over the years and how those marriages came to be.
I have a saying, we don't burn bridges, we put more up. And that goes a long way when you just have good relationships and rapport with people. Over the years, I've been able to do spots with Allen Iverson for Reebok. I've done things for Jordan. I went on tour with Pepsi. just a lot of things. But you can keep your brands and build your brands by keeping your relationships and rapport strong and tight.
And what do you look for specifically when you're looking to align with a brand partner? Obviously, you're Jadakiss. I'm sure you have people every day asking you to rep their product. So what do you look for specifically?
Has to be organic. Has to be a brand or a company that understands your brand and perfect fit. Has to be something you like. Most people will do it just for the money. Of course, we all want to take the money, but if it's not a perfect fit or it doesn't feel right, the money ain't gonna matter. So everything, all of the elements gotta play in a part, unless it's just astronomical check that you can't, they make you an offer you can't refuse sometimes.
Okay, well, what's astronomical in your world?
I don't know.
Can we get deep for a second? Can I ask you a deep question?
Sure.
Okay, so I ask everyone that I interview this question. So we're gonna get a little philosophical here, if you will. So we call you Jadakiss. We call you one of the greatest rappers of all time. What do you call yourself?
A great person, good father.
I love that. Talk to me about fatherhood.
You just want to let your kids experience some of the things you weren't able to have in life. Want to get them good education. I'm just happy with seeing my kids smile. You know what I mean? I'm happy whenever my kids are happy.
I love that. You know, I've had an opportunity to interview a lot of people, and you don't often hear individuals talk about their children. And our children are us,
Everything,
right?
Yep.
So that's amazing. So when you say giving your child, your son is here today,
Yes.
opportunities that you didn't have growing up, tell me more about the changes you're making as a father. Obviously, you're so involved in your son's life, and you've been very blessed having that both ways. But how are you involved with your son?
Just working with him and he's partner. The coffee is a percentage of the coffee is his. I was able to put him through school, college. He graduated from Clark Atlanta, psychology. That's probably one of the biggest accomplishments of my life. And, you know, just having him here with me, just being in his life is an accomplishment for me, coming from where we come from.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about where you've come from and where you are and where you're going. I mean, right here, I just got to spotlight your coffee company here, KissCafe. Talk to us about the company behind KissCafe. Talk to us about the brand and where we're going with this.
Well, it's a 3-generational company. It starts with my dad. My dad been in coffee for 40 years. He's one of the smartest people you'll ever speak to about coffee. He been wanting me to do a blend for my whole life, but you know, in business, timing is everything. I think this year, right now, is the perfect time to roll it out. And you know, being a black family, you don't get to do business ventures 3-generational. A lot of black families don't even have both parents in the household. So for my dad to be in my life and me to be in my son's life, I think it's genius for us to, you know, do this right here.
I think it's brilliant as well. So you said your father was in the coffee industry for 30 years?
40.
For 40 years?
Yes.
Wow. So would you say this is your gift, almost like to continue your father's legacy? Or how did all this come to be?
You could say I have skin in the game. You know, a lot of artists do liquor deals, shoe deals. This is part of my DNA. My dad's been, since he dropped me off at school and get me a light and sweet coffee with a butter roll, it's always been there. So, you know, for us to be able to launch our own is a beautiful thing.
Wow. So how many different varieties of coffee?
We're starting off with one.
Okay.
This is the first blend. It's Beijo. It means kiss in Portuguese. As you can see, the packaging is very elegant. It's our slogan is for the love of coffee. It's not for the coffee snobs. It's for average coffee drinker that loves coffee every day. You know what I mean? You don't have to, it's not a $1,500 cup of coffee, but it's a damn good coffee. So you have to taste it to enjoy.
That's a tagline. It's a damn good coffee. Oh, wow. Okay, so holidays are coming up.
Yeah.
How do we get our hands on this coffee?
Log on to the website, KissCafe Coffee. personalbrand.com. You can check out the website as well as order you some coffee.
I love it. So I want to talk more about business and branding. You mentioned it a few minutes ago. You talked about 3 generations. Father, who started this, right? You, and now your son. What lesson, as a father, do you want your son to learn about business and life? The fact that he's working alongside, literally, not under, but alongside his dad. What do you want him to learn about the world of business from you?
Just to stay consistent. Learn what you're getting into. Pray, because you go out to pray no matter what's going on. But yeah, don't be a quitter, be an earner. Learn your craft and perfect it.
What has rap taught you about being an entrepreneur?
Oh, that when somebody doubts you, use that for fuel. You know what I mean? There'll be a lot of naysayers, a lot of haters, a lot of doubters, but instead of getting discouraged, you can shoot that back at them and use it as fuel and motivation, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Use it as your stepping stone to get over the hump.
So I'm a storyteller at heart. So I love to dig in and I love to learn and find out the story. So talk to me. There had to have been a moment where you woke up one day or you were driving your car or something and you thought, my dad's got this legacy. I've got this platform. Why don't we marry the two and create a company that my dad started, right? Like originally started the trend.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that aha moment when everything came to fruition.
It started, you seen the verses. Everybody seen me on verses. The first one I did with Fab, I was a little inebriated and they made a whole bunch of memes on Instagram, Jada drunk and things like that. And my dad was quick thinking and like, yo, maybe I come up with something called an antidote for after you drunk coffee, and that was just like something on the vision board that got scratched. But I think that was the aha moment from the first verses against Fab, and his hamsters started rolling like, yo, let's get an antidote or detox for after a hangover coffee. But that didn't end up working, and we went back in the office in the drawing board. Then we sat down and kept hammering and came up with KissCafe.
Talk to me and to the audience here about being resilient, because I'm hearing multiple times during this interview, something didn't work and you had the ability to say, okay, let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out until it hits. So you thought, okay, let's go with the coffee line that helps people who are inebriated become, not drunk,
Yeah.
and it didn't work. But instead of getting discouraged, you were like, let's figure out the next best thing.
I like to look at it as the same as when I'm in the studio recording. If the verse ain't right, you go back. You know what I mean? If the song ain't right, go back. If the hook ain't right, go back. If the beat ain't right, go back. That same thing we did with KissCafe. We kept eyeing till we got the name right, till we got the roast right, till we got the packaging to the exact rose gold foil that we wanted. You just got to keep going back, dust yourself off and try again. And the great words of Aaliyah, rest in peace.
Amen. That's brilliant. Wow. So many questions, so many questions. So let's talk Instagram. Let's talk social media. You've got millions of followers on every platform, 3.2 million on your Instagram page as of this morning. Mm-hmm. How do you stay relevant?
Oh, I think social media as a whole could be a double-edged sword. So you got to use it to your advantage. If you promoting something, if you got good insight, if you want to talk to the people, but don't let it hurt your heart, or don't let it mess with your real life, because now it's taking over people see something on social media and that's what it is, and that's not always the case sometimes. So it's good for promoting. It's good for, surfing through a little, but don't let it control your world. But it definitely helps promote. It definitely helps you engage with your fans. You can learn a lot, but if you get too invested, you might go crazy.
I get it. I get it. Okay. Well, Jadakiss, thank you for making my month.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate you. I appreciate your whole family being here. I wish you guys could see his whole family. You have so much love and support behind you, and I hope you know that, because this is so beautiful to see from this vantage point.
I appreciate you.
I love it. Give me a shake and
Love.
a pound. This is royalty here. And one last plug.
See it,
Yes.
KissCafeCoffee.com. Order up, check out the website. It's incredible.
I'll be ordering mini bags this holiday season.
Thank you.
Jadakiss, thank you so much. Next up, we're catching up with Shingy, who is our spirit guide this week through the world of diversity and inclusion. He's going to unpack why creativity must belong to everyone.